Hi everyone, it's Elizabeth
and Jessica
from BackFit, and what are we doing? We're going to talk about posture. So I work as a therapist and have done for 32 years. I am a qualified osteopath, although I choose to be an osteomyologist. I've done sports therapy, sports injury, rehabilitation. The biggest problem I find when I treat people is their posture. So, shoulder problems. People say, oh, I've been to everybody who've got the shoulder problems. Well, yes, of course you have, because your shoulder is in a very bad position. So, I try and work with people. Yes, of course, the exercises that I do, the hands-on manipulations that I do, all of that helps. But if you're living in your body incorrectly 24/7, the way you sleep, the way you walk, the way you do everything, it's not going to help for long. So this is a quick video just to remind you of how we should be using our body. You're going to be my model?
Yeah.
This is always my model. Poor Jessica. Okay, so Jessica is going to, do you want to, yeah, you can stand there. And she's going to show you the most common negative stance we see. So just looking at this posture here, we have the forward head carriage, the chin tilted, so compressing all the blood vessels and the nerves at the back of the neck. The dowager's hump, if you like, so the fat pad that we get at the top of the spine here and the inflammation and soreness, the flatness that we get through the thoracic spine. The hips are tilted forward, no, don't do it anymore, tilted forward. This person feels like perhaps they have got a little bit of a fat tummy. Their bum's disappearing, it's gone south, there's no meat to it anymore. The shoulders are completely rotated forward and the chest is so compressed. The heart and lungs can't function properly. The abdomen is compressed by the rib cage, so therefore it can't work properly. And let me just take you a little further. If we come down here, the weight of the pelvis, instead of being in the heel of the foot, is now over the front of the feet. So we get things like hallux valgus, the toes that look deformed, but they're not deformed. So the hallux valgus, the enlarged toe over here, also relating to gout, etc. I mean, diet does play a massive thing. I teach about diet all the time, but posture has a lot to play with it. Knee problems, look at her locked back legs and her knees under so much stress. The knee joint, specifically the knee joint, it's 3 joints in one, it's very sensitive. So let's correct it. I could take my little stick. I love my little stick. So what we should be looking for is a straight line, stay where you are, Jessica, through the trachea of the ear and all the way down into the heel. Oh dear, doesn't quite work, does it? Oh, you missed it. Do you want to have a little look yourself? It's not good. Okay, so I work from the feet up generally. So the first thing I do is, usually they're turned out as well, aren't they, Jess? Mm-hmm. And locked. So we straighten up the feet. So can you bring your feet into a hip width and straight forward, a little bit more forward. There's a line there, look, Jess. Okay, straight forward position. Then we soften the knees. Oh, that gives some changes already. Then we stick the bottom and the hips back over the heels. Where's your upper half going? It's coming too far back. No, I've got her the way she's going to fall over. Lift your chest, my dear. Lift. Oh yes. Okay, so now we're looking at a different person. Somebody who's got a little bit more about their posture, about their personality. The weight in the heels is so important. And every time I say to somebody, okay, put the weight in your heels, go, oh, I can't, I'm going to fall backwards. No, you're not. Because when you put the hips back into the heels, automatically you put your shoulders over your hips. Rotating those, relax them, rotating the shoulders so that they're back and down and they're pulling towards your bottom. She's already lifted her bottom because her bottom's come back and her pelvis is in a better position. She's lifting up through her centre and her head is back on top of her spine. That is what I'd like. Stay where you are. Let's see if I can get my stick on you. So, going through the midpoint of the heel, and then coming up through the body, I'm missing a beat here, and then up through the ear, That is a much better placed posture. Jessica's natural stance is to take her hips forward, and she's got to learn that part there, which is why she's doing all the Pilates modelling for me, because that's helping her no end with pulling up and pulling in. Making sure that the head isn't too straight through the neck, because that can also happen, but she's still got that nice cervical curve. Okay, does it feel strange, Jessica? A little. You can turn around now. Okay, so that's all I wanted to say, is to try and get the shoulders back, get the head back on the spine, pull the tummy in, and don't lock your knees and turn your feet out and push your pelvis forward. It's not a good look. Okay, thank you very much for listening. It's Elizabeth and Jessica. Yay! Hi, so I'm going to demonstrate the standing wall angel. So we've got our feet hip width apart, our knees are nice and soft, the bottom is on the wall behind me, and then I fix with my core being switched on, pushing back into the wall and placing my hands on the wall. So to do this correctly, you would trace your hands and elbows on the wall, pushing up as high as you can, and then all the way back round. There's static on this wall, by the way. Oh, and then squeeze. Really working, keeping your shoulders down and away from your ears, nice lengthened neck. As you work all the muscles in between the scapula, the rhomboids, and the mid-trapezius, and work right up through here. You'll see how difficult this is when you do it for yourself, but this is to help exercise the muscles that will help you have that beautiful posture. Make sure your chin doesn't stick out, and that you don't have your shoulders round by your ears. You can do it with the long arm, I can't work it up there. Squeeze. What you don't want is this. Any of us can do this. So you've got to make sure it's all pinned to the wall. Little double chin going on. That's lovely. Thank you very much.